Good morning and welcome to Ware Live. It's Sunday morning and hey, we're here till 11 o'clock. We're here every Sunday morning till 11 and we've got a lot going on. Well, actually not a whole lot going on. Sensible Don is here. That means there is a lot going on. Sensible Don is my guest this morning and we're pretty much going to open up the phone lines, talk about whatever's on your mind. We can talk about things that have been on your mind for the past month. We haven't had open lines in quite a while, so we'll do it today with Sensible Don. He can come in on just about anything you throw out there, so we'll get to him. Where's your mic, Don? I'm here. Pull it up a little bit because I'm hearing I'm hearing your coat. Yeah, there we go. I know you got that $100 suit on, but oh, $55. Okay. I'm still here.
Yeah. You have to blame that on Charlie. I didn't do it.
Okay, there we go. That's
Charlie, you messed up.
Maybe that's me. I don't know.
You, Lincoln.
Maybe that's me.
That's that $60 suit.
Anyway, we're here and we're taking your calls. The phone number 513-381-3838. First of all, what in the heck? Why do people panic over a little snow? And I'm looking below the screen here, and you see all these churches are canceled. What are they canceling for? The streets are clear.
There's nothing wrong with the streets.
What are they canceling for?
Yeah.
It's the thing that gets me. I think they're canceling because they really didn't want to go anyway.
Thank you very much.
And so now they got an excuse not to go to church. They didn't want to go.
They're missing a chance to thank the mayor because these people are on these streets. You hear me?
Yeah.
They used to be, you have to worry about ice and snow.
Right.
But now,
yeah.
I live on a small street. Truck just came off my street when I was coming off.
Yeah.
And so they getting everything early and they sticking to it. So
yeah.
Go pat the mayor on the back.
They're getting it early, but yet they're wasting a lot of money putting this salt and the overtime down, and nothing's happening.
Everybody's getting happy.
And people should be used to, in this area, whatever the meteorologists predict, just cut it in half.
Thank you.
Because it's never as bad as they say it's going to be.
You're sitting in the valley. By the time we get here, the mountains around us, the hills around us, pulls it all down. Now, it might be 10 inches in Dayton and nothing here.
And for the life of me, I don't know why the meteorologists haven't figured that out yet.
Those are the smart people. That's why they can't figure it out.
But I'm just looking at all these cancellations here. And for what? I mean, last night, the Sycamore schools canceled all boys and girls activities for nothing.
The rain took all the previous snow away. The ground, just like a regular rainstorm, you could have driven in that.
Unbelievable. All right, we'll take a break, and then we'll come back, and we'll take some phone calls at 513-381-3838. Lincoln Ware. Sensible Don is with us this morning. And we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. We can comment on it. You better believe that. We'll take a break and we'll come back in a moment. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. And I'm still hearing that. But anyway, we're here. Sensible Don is my guest. And we're pretty much going to open up the lines and hear from you this morning. Maybe some things are ticking you off about something going on in the city. Maybe, I tell you what, the police recruits, they graduated 50 on Friday. So we've got 50 new police officers on the street today, as a matter of fact.
How many females in that group?
You know what? I didn't count them, but
be at least 15.
The valedictorian was a female.
Yeah.
So
and then there's a mom and daughter there. Hey, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're ready to go. All right, let's go to the telephone. Let's go to Brittany. Brittany, good morning. How are you?
Very fine.
Good. What's on your mind?
Okay, first off, I would just like to address the topic that you were talking about the snow. You are so right.
Yes.
People were using this excuse to not do anything. They were saying that the roads were bad, but they really wasn't. People were just getting out of it. They even called a lot of people off of work. Even at the bottom of the screen, they were saying that schools should be closed. But what for? It's a Sunday.
Well,
We don't really know how tomorrow's going to look. I just thought that was so.
Yeah, it's we panic with the first snowflake in this town.
Yes.
And I still believe that the meteorologists and Biggs and Kroger's got some kind of deal going, because every time they mention snow, people run out to the grocery stores and stock up on food for 2 weeks.
And lock
You know?
themselves in
Like it's a tornado.
Yeah, it's
And then,
unbelievable.
the bad thing about this, which really pees me off each time it happens, the minute the Cincinnati Public Schools get a reason or an excuse to close the doors and leave the kids out of school, they do it. When these kids in Cincinnati Public should be going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, I'm not blaming that, because they're really at the mercy of the bus companies.
Right.
If the buses can't move, they can't move. So that's when they cancel. If the buses can't make it,
Yeah.
But another thing
Another
about
pet
Cincinnati
peeve.
Public is that they'll actually keep school open when the snow is real bad. They keep it open when the snow is real bad, but when there's no snow out there, they'll close it down. I don't understand that.
All
Like
right.
I would go to school when there's so much snow outside that nobody will be at school.
All right, Brittany, thanks for your call.
Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.
All right.
All right, that's Brittany. Let's go to Kim UL. Kim UL, good morning. You're on with Lincoln Ware and Sensible Don.
Hey, good morning, Lincoln and Sensible Don.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, I would like to praise God and thank Him for getting me up this morning by saying hallelujah. Okay, I would like to ask a two-part question, one for Lincoln and one for Sensible Don. First, Sensible Don, I would like to state, due to the fact that Cincinnati, for some reason, all of a sudden, you know, some of those vacant homes in over the Rhine and downtown on
It's not, wait a minute,
Street.
I can answer that real quick without you finishing. It's not all of a sudden. We pointed this out on Lincoln. Last time I was here with Lincoln Ware, I pointed out the fact that they can't get the gangsters out, so they could just throw all the people out, so they have to go with them. They emptying all those buildings. You go down Ray Street, you go down Vine Street, all those buildings are boarded up, and the ones that aren't boarded up, they are fixing them up so you have to pay $2,000 a month for a room up there. They're getting the people out that they don't want. They're cleaning them out of the city. They're cleaning them out that basin, so where are they going? Bond Hill, Avondale, and on out to Forest Park.
But is that fair, though, to you know, make everybody move out? You get people that
There
live
you
there
go.
for a whole lifetime,
That's true.
and now they've got to leave just because they want to clean up the area.
You know how I am, Lincoln. You are responsible for what happens to you. If you can't afford to go someplace to live, then you have to better yourself in this society. In order to better yourself in this society, if it takes, like I do, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week to get what I need, that's what I do. But these people, I listen to them on the bus. I can't work no overtime. That's ridiculous. You need to work these hours to get what you need because you don't have the brain power to make the kind of money they call them to make. You understand what I'm saying? You got to make it the best way you can.
What if they can't work the overtime because they have children or grandchildren?
Oh, what if they don't have a job?
And all that is if. The fact is, everybody can't be taken care of in this society by the few people who are
Okay, I
working.
got a question for you, Lincoln.
Yes.
Okay, Lincoln, do you think this city is in a good position with particularly the chief of police now, due to his background?
Wait.
You know, he
say
was
that again.
involved.
Wait, is the city in a good position with who?
With the standing chief of police.
Okay,
Chief
yeah.
Stryker. Reason why, due to his background, you know, he murdered a black man in 1980. Plus, he
See, wait, hold on, Kim UL. He didn't murder anybody. He shot a guy, a drug dealer who fought with him and was trying to get away. Now, all of a sudden, now it's murder.
No,
he shot a guy.
Lincoln, no, it wasn't. He shot him because he didn't. That's not. You shouldn't die because you don't take your hands out the pocket and the person
my
looking right at you.
Oh, dear.
I'm telling you, now, believe me,
Look,
those
if a
are the
cop
facts.
comes to you
Hey,
and you...
okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but hold up a minute.
Yes.
What about when he physically abused and spit in his ex-wife's face? And when she,
now see, that was a deposition given to an attorney at a law office.
But
it
it
wasn't
wasn't
any
disputed.
sworn statement in a courtroom or not. And you guys, you take this stuff and you live and die by it.
No, it
And,
wasn't disputed.
Stryker is the chief of police. He is going to be the chief of police as long as he wants to until he gets ready to retire.
but
Take
wasn't
that bitter
disputed.
pill and swallow it. He's
Okay,
not going anywhere.
Let me say this. I'm going to end it by this. All the black men that was killed, murdered over the years, they all were exonerated by white police officers, and the same thing happened to chiefs of police. So what type of example is that?
Okay. Thanks for your call. You get these guys like Kim Ewell,
another
and
example.
they've got a,
Let's blame the white man. It has nothing to do with this man. If he's ordered to do something by a police officer, you must do it because the man has no idea what you got in your pocket, what you plan on doing to him. And like you, just like me, if it's between me not going home and you not going home, guess who's not going home?
Yeah, you're right.
As simple as that.
And they've got either a taser or some mace or a gun.
Or that 9mm.
And it progresses up. They might start out with mace. If that don't stop you, they go into the taser.
Right.
If that don't stop you and you still you're putting their life in danger, then they go into the gun.
They go put around in you, simple as that.
So, Mary, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, and how are you? I know you all right.
I'm doing pretty good.
Because you look awful handsome in that blue. It's so pretty on you. Did your wife dress you up?
Yeah, she picked that for me this
Yeah,
morning.
I could tell. She got nice taste.
She's my consultant.
Yeah, she know how to make you look beautiful. I want to say about the snow.
Yes.
You know, you men are brave. Y'all can deal with it. But
Oh, Lord.
I get
What
shaky
snow?
out there.
Where's the snow to deal with,
it's
Mary? There's no
ice.
snow.
It's ice in spots
Oh.
and on the what you call it, the residence streets, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh.
and we in the hills, you know, it's hills on my street. I don't care where I go. I try to go up the hill because if I go down, I'll slide into trees and stuff. And
Well, if it's that slippery, you can't go up. So what the hell are you going to do?
well, I used to. I don't do nothing but stay home now. But I used to.
You're a prisoner in your own home.
When I try to go down the hill, I go right into a tree. So I learned to go up the hill.
Oh, boy.
But still, when I get at the top of the hill, it's another hill to go down and up. So I said, Lord, so I just stay home now. I don't have to worry
You
about
live
it.
a sad life, Mary. I hate to tell you, you live a sad
but
life.
somebody got killed this morning over there on the lateral. I think it's dangerous
Yeah, but
on that
some
ice.
people drive like a fool when they don't need to.
That's what I say.
You
You
know?
men are crazy to me, you know, 'cause I be shaky out there. I can't drive on it.
All right, Mary.
You have a good one. You be careful now. Don't be too brave.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to really get brave to go home.
Right.
You know.
I've driving a bus in this city for 40 years. Ice, snow, sleet, and hail. It don't really matter. If you know what you got to do and take your
Yeah.
time. Now, people say, well, they can't drive in the snow or they can't drive. Nobody can drive in ice and snow. You just have to take your time
Yeah.
and hope you make it to where you need to go.
And the people with four-wheel drives, they have a false sense of security.
That's right.
And then they try to go a lot faster than everybody else and weaving in and out with the four-wheel drive. You know,
right.
I've got four wheels turning,
Right.
and then I can do this.
No.
And they need to slow down, too, because they cause a lot of accidents.
Well, no, those are the ones you see wrapped around the trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they actually think that because they have four-wheel drive, you're not going to slide on ice.
Yeah.
See, that's stupidity.
All right, let's move along. Let's go to Jane in Clifton. Jane, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Good.
First of all, Sensible Don is he is sensible.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You
That's
hear that?
why he's here, because he's sensible. Would
Well,
I
I
have
mean, he-
unsensible Don on the show? No.
Thank you, Jane.
What? Okay, I want to talk about this snow situation. I've lived in Cincinnati my entire life. And yesterday morning, I got 2 calls from my sons at separate times saying, Mom, you better call Arnold Ware. Have him remove the snow. You know who Arnold Ware is.
That's my uncle that does blacktopping and snow removal.
That is correct.
Okay.
And I said, well, let's just give it a minute, and then we'll see. Well, I thought, I'm not going to call.
Well, you lucked out there because you
Well-
really didn't need him, did you?
I knew I didn't need him because it was going to rain. You put down salt, it's gone.
Yeah.
But think about it. You got sons that really love you. They want you to be taken care of, so I like that.
Oh, yeah. They
But-
weren't thinking about me. They were thinking about the tenants in my building.
But
Oh.
don't you think this town panics a little too much when there's a mention of a snowflake?
Well, you know what happens? The meteorologists start a week ahead of time scaring you to death.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
And then, as I tell my mother, the only way you know in Cincinnati what the weather is, you look out the window.
That's how
Yeah,
it works.
that's it.
You don't
And
have
then
to-
you look out another hour or 2 later, and it's different.
All right, Jane. Thanks
But
for
can I just say one thing?
Yes.
About driving in the snow, you don't brake in the snow, you gear down.
That's right. Take your time.
All right.
No, I mean, you put it in a lower gear without putting on the
that's
brake.
right.
Yeah.
Gear down and take your time, right? That's how it works.
All right, Jane.
Okay, you have a good one.
Thanks for your call. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, how are you? Hey, Jeff. Okay, Jeff is watching TV.
Oh, I'm okay. How you doing, Ellie?
Pretty good. Turn your TV down.
It's on mute.
Okay.
I have a few things to say about those guys moving those people from downtown and dispersing them through Mount Healthy.
They call it gentrification.
Okay, that's what they call it. But anyway,
I call it round up the black folks and move them out. That's what I call it.
you're right about that because up in the Mount area, they took a lot of people moving up this area. But what that's doing to the people who's been living here for 20 and 25 years, that's basically bringing a lot of those people's property value down, which a lot of people don't see that.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it's doing to the area up here. And then now these little guys are walking around here at 13 and 12 years old, and they're keeping guns in their pocket and everything. Hey, I was never like that. Now I got to the point now, hey, I'm under arms too. I have to be. You can't even have a decent discussion with them when they're in the wrong. You know, so that's all I basically want to say.
And nowadays, you don't have to be out on the street. They'll break in your house and come in. So, there's a lot of home invasions going on now. So you have to be pretty much locked and loaded at all times almost.
Yeah, and that's why I keep 2 Akitas.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for your
The
call.
point I like to make behind what the guy just said, we have people of importance in this city, in this country, that are actually saying we need to get black criminals out of jail because there's too many blacks in jail. As far as I'm concerned, if you're trying to hurt me, I could care less what your skin color is, lock you up.
Yeah,
keep
but
you there.
now there's going to be about 19,500 prisoners released earlier than they thought they would be because of the disparity in the sentencing when it comes to powder cocaine and crack cocaine.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. There was a disparity. And even though these guys were drug dealers, crack dealers, selling, bringing the community down, they were treated unfairly in the justice system.
The black community asked for those disparities. They asked these people to make laws to get this crack cocaine off the street. When it started coming east in the 70s from L.A., they was look what it's done to L.A. We need to stop this now. We need to double the sentencing. Blacks at Carl Stokes in Cleveland was leading that charge. Let's double this sentencing. Now you fill a prison with black folks. You say, look what the white man did to us. It ain't the white man, people. It's you begging for these people to get off your back. I have no problem with how a man makes his living. If you want to sell crack cocaine and Lincoln Ware's stupid enough to put it in his system, I don't care. Why should I have to pay to keep you in jail? Because you get just as much crack in jail as you can out here. Why is this? We have to build billion-dollar prisons to put these people in. We got over 2 million people locked up and close to 3 million under control of the prison system. It makes no sense when we're talking about people using stuff that they're going to continue to use and they can get just as much as in jail.
The problem is when they get out, they won't have any jobs to go to. They won't have any training.
So what
they're
do
going to
they
be
do?
back on the street doing the same thing all over
Get
again.
Lincoln Ware in the head trying to take his $50 suit.
Let's take a break. We'll come right back. Lincoln Ware, Sensible Don with you on Lincoln Ware Live. We're here every Sunday morning from 10 until 11. Want to hear from you at 513-381-3838. Call in. We want to hear your opinion. Back in a moment. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. I'm here with Sensible Don this morning, and he's got an opinion on just about everything. You may not like it, but he's got an opinion about it right here. And as I said, some people were saying, we don't need 50 more police officers on the streets of Cincinnati. More is not necessarily better. And I think maybe it probably is. I'm glad to see him out. I'd rather have more than we need than not enough.
Not enough. But my pet peeve with that is we have sworn police officers sitting behind desks. A sworn police officer should be on the street. You hire a civilian to sit behind the desk.
Yeah,
a
that's
cop
true.
should not be answering any phone.
That's true. I agree with you there. Let's go to Erica. Erica, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good.
I was just calling to say that I think Cincinnati police don't care about us anyway. It's one black man down after another. They don't care.
Who
and
don't?
we paying our tax dollars Figure out what's
who
going
doesn't
on
care?
in Cincinnati.
Who is it that you're saying don't care?
The city of Cincinnati. They don't care about our black people.
What? Oh, that's
Kids
most
dying
ridiculous.
every day.
How are
They
they
don't
dying?
care.
How are they dying?
Not
How are they
getting
dying?
shot, killed, or whatever.
How are they dying? Who's killing them? Oh boy.
We should get upset with you because you told her the truth. Black folks are killing black folks. I will say it out loud. And if we stop this stupid acts that we're committing on each other, we could do a little bit better in this society.
All right,
And
Rich.
educate ourselves.
Walnut Hills, Rich, how are you?
All right. I was calling about the baseball steroid scandal.
Oh, boy.
How do you think that since they called Roger Clemens and all those white baseball players,
Well, I think this helps Barry Bonds a lot.
that was my question.
If they take him down, they got to take the Clemens and all those guys
That-
along with him.
you
So
answered my
I
question.
think this helps the cause of Barry Bonds a whole lot.
And have you noticed that they stopped talking about Barry Bonds? They
Yeah.
don't talk about him as much.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
they
my-
got other people to talk about.
All right, thanks for your call.
This thing with Barry Bonds, when he was using steroids, there was no rule against it.
Right.
So why would he go in front of a jury and say I didn't do it?
Right.
Just say, yeah, I did it. So what? And walk away. That's the kind of attitude
Well,
he should have kept.
he was concerned then about the records, what they were, whether they were,
It wasn't against the rules, Lincoln.
But
It ain't like Pete
I
Rose and gambling.
I think this helps him a lot,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
if they take him down, they got to take everybody else.
Everybody
Let's
gotta
go
go.
to Celestine. Celestine, how are you?
Hi. Hello?
How are you?
I'm doing fine, and you? I just want to say a couple things. One is when you was talking about the snow. I'm from Cleveland, and they don't know what snow is down here. I'm used to being 6 feet,
Yeah.
still walking lizards, you know.
Yeah.
And also about the drugs here in Avondale. Then also here in Avondale, I mean, when you talking about the police officers, more police officers on the streets, it's police officers that see the drugs going on. I see it every single day, and they just ride right past them like it's nothing.
Well, yeah,
I don't understand that.
They say they have to,
They have to prove it.
to prove it. They have to see them actually do it. They have to build. Even if you know that there's a crack house on your street, you call them. You expect for the cops to run right out there and go right in the crack house, and it just, I don't know why, but it takes a lot longer to build a case and before they can bring them down.
It's called the Constitution, Lincoln, and we don't want to change the Constitution. We want the cops to have to go through some hoops and jumps over some barriers before they come harass us. We want them to be able to enforce the law, but they have to go through the procedures to enforce the law. You just can't sit, Lincoln and I, sitting on the corner and I hand you something, some guy snatches up and locks us up because they think we hand each other cocaine because we have dark skin. That's ridiculous. They have to go to the procedures.
All right, let's go to Michelle. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. I was calling about the callers talking about the snow and then the comment made about churches and churches being closed.
Yes.
A lot of that, people go where they want to go when it's snowing.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to go to church, then they would go to church, and the people in the church, they wouldn't have a problem with cleaning the parking lot.
Well, why are they closed? Look, I'm just looking at the screen there. All these services canceled. I bet you won't see any Black Baptist church canceling on there, will you?
You sure wouldn't. People used to have a sense of pride, and that's gone.
How many
That's
times
like
have you
people
saw
talking
Target
about,
closed? How many times have you saw Target roll across the street?
Walmart. You don't see those places closed.
No, you get there, you do your job. If you can get there and do your job, you go wherever you want to do your job.
That's right. And even if you don't want to do your job, you go where you still want to go.
That's right. Yeah.
But people nowadays, they really don't have that same sense of pride. That's like people talking about, Chief Stryker. That's a lost cause. Just like you said, if the man would have stopped like he said, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Because the key word is, does the officer feel threatened?
That's right. That's the
There
key
you
word.
And he doesn't have time to worry about whether or not somebody has something in their pocket. But, we used to have a sense of discipline along with our pride.
Right.
And no matter who told you to stop, if they were a person in authority or even your elder, you would stop.
And no pride, no self-respect. And we've lost both of those as a general group. Now, there are people still got it, but the kids that I haul around on the bus, they have no pride and they have no self-respect because of things that they say and do on this public transportation. And I would be ashamed if they got back to somebody I cared for, but they don't care.
All right,
They don't
Michelle.
care. They don't care.
They
Thanks
All
for your
right,
call.
bye-bye.
Appreciate it. How do kids, let's say, how long you been on the driving a bus?
40 years.
40 years.
40 years.
Okay, go back to your first 5 years. How are the kids different back then than they are now?
Let's go back before the riots, in 68. I started in 67. You had kids taking you to school. You know, I used to take you to school.
You did?
Yeah, right. And my wife that went to school with you, take her to school.
Okay.
And those kids, you would tell them to do something, and they say, yes, sir. And that being, you always had that thug, that 1 or 2 thugs.
Yeah.
But we got 40 thugs on the bus. And what really shocked me, the young females are just as bad.
Yeah.
Their mouths are just
That's
as
what
bad.
I hear. That's what I get. People call me all the time and say some of the things these girls are saying now is just it's just crazy.
But like you and I brag about our sexual conquest, whispering to each other. They shouted over the bus. Yeah, I had him. He ain't no good. He got pictures of all the women I had. I'm among that. But
now see, when we were kids, we would have been afraid to say. We would have been whispering.
Whispering.
Hey, guess what?
Right. Yeah. Right.
But
They
don't care.
Shouted from the back of the bus to the front.
Unbelievable.
And it's unreal. But the attitude after the riots, in my opinion, changed for the worse because we got our freedom and we decided just to destroy each other because we hate the white man, but he ain't there, so we shoot each other.
Oh boy. All right, let's go to Tracy. Tracy, Lincoln Ware with you. Sensible Don is my guest this morning. How are you?
Good morning, Lincoln Ware, Sensible John.
Good morning.
You are right about these females on the metro, man.
Oh.
They are disgusting. But what I'm calling you about is about Taft High School.
Yes.
When there was a shooting a couple weeks ago, it only stayed on the news for like 15 minutes, and it was over.
Okay. Well, maybe I may have been out of town when that happened. I'm not sure, but what are you saying? You saying they didn't give it enough coverage?
They didn't give it enough coverage.
You know why?
No.
Because it's old news. Because there's a shooting at Taft, then you go 3 blocks away, 2 hours later, there's another shooting.
Right.
So they all go will dwell on this shooting at Taft. They go dwell on the shooting down on Lynn Street. They're we finished with this one. Let's go pick up the burnt body on Freeman Street. All this stuff is happening over around in the West End where black folks live, and that place could be a jewel.
Right.
Can you understand what we could do here? That would be a place of destination for people all over the globe to come eat our soul food, to buy our clothing, to come just laugh and joke and watch us dance and sing. Right. We can make this place a jewel. But no, we're too busy killing each other.
That's
Even
right.
the dope boys could make it a jewel if they take some of that money and invest it in the neighborhood down there. Instead of throwing it away on their old school $20,000 pieces of junk they drive around.
And, right, you're right. But one more thing I want to ask you. He said he drive the metro.
Yeah.
I was where I drive it. I mean, I ride it every morning, and they have so much selling DVDs. I mean, it was a fight like Monday and Thursday over the guy selling DVDs. Are they allowed to do that, or can a bus driver say anything?
Can a guy get on a bus and start selling CDs and DVDs?
You can't solicit on the bus. But now I might get in trouble saying this. We are under orders not to cause any problems.
Okay.
We are not supposed to say, because be honest with you, you could get on my bus and walk past me and not pay. And I can say, well,
don't say that.
I know that. And I can say, well, you need $1. I ain't got it.
Okay.
Or you can tell me, well, I'm going to the womb center. Or I'm going to the cool center. I can't say anything to you. We cannot argue with you about anything. You have to just let it go. And then you'll get a letter from the head man telling us we will have to increase our revenue through the fare box. Well, how are we going to do this when the people know they don't have to pay? They ain't going to pay.
There you go.
And we go out the city, there's a zone charge. All you can do is open the door and tell the person, well, you need 50 cents. And they know they don't have to pay it. You know what happens.
Yeah, but can't you just dial 911 and get the cops?
And 2 reasons. You can dial 911 to get the cop. You can't keep that guy there. He's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, if once you call the cops, the dispatcher make you sit there. You got a busload of people that's trying to get to work.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not really worth it. And these people know our hands are tied, so they'll take advantage of that. Because I'm not going to just inconvenient 20 people to try to get this 50 cents from this chump because he ain't going to pay it. Even if the cops come, all they going to do is take him off the bus and tell him go ahead.
Yeah. All right.
Lincoln Ware, keep it up.
Thanks for your call. Okay, let's take a break. We'll come right back. Lincoln Ware and Sensible Don this morning. And we're taking your calls, open lines, talking about pretty much whatever you want to talk about this morning. We don't do that often, so you better enjoy it today. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program every Sunday morning from 10 till 11. We're right here. Boy, the lines are jammed, and we're going to try to get to all your calls before 11 o'clock whenever a line becomes available, which is, boy, every time we hang up on somebody, it's full right again. Let's go back to the telephones. We've got, let's go to Ebony out in Westwood. Ebony, what's going on in Westwood?
Nothing much. I would just like to comment on the police situation.
Yes. You got to turn your TV down, Ebony.
Okay.
That's one of the golden rules of talk TV and talk radio. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I would like to say is, I don't think that we need more police officers. I just think that we need more honest police officers.
You said we don't need more in numbers. We just need more that are honest.
Yes.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, a lot of African American people, are really like scared to call the police for any situation because you can never know if you're going to get in trouble or the other person going to get in trouble, you're both going to get in trouble. And then I had an incident on West Northern Boulevard where I had an accident and the police came, things like that, and it was a witness who stopped who seen the accident and told the police officer it was not my fault. He came to court and just like totally did not tell what happened at the scene of the accident. He knew what the other person's car was turned, but he didn't know how my car was turned. So the judge just told him he was being very evasive and didn't believe his testimony, so it would end up me not being guilty. So I just think that we need police officers that we can trust because a lot of police officers rape and doing a lot of drug scandals and a lot of stuff that they should be doing.
All right, I hear you, Ebony. Your phone is sort of cutting out. But like you say, you were found, the system did work. You went to court, and the judge didn't buy what the police officer was saying, and end of story.
People think that you put a badge on a man or a woman that somehow never becomes special. They just human beings like you and I.
I mean, look at District 2, you had 2 cops having sex supposedly in the car in the park. People do that. Cops do that.
Ain't no difference. They just got a badge. They have the rule of law behind them. It's no difference in them. And you have to understand, just like other places where you go, you run into somebody that really knows their job, and you run into somebody that don't know their job. The guy she ran into probably didn't know the job. He's trying to cover his butt with his captain, who he's been screwing around for years. The captain probably told him, you got to get this straight. But the fact is, he'll go to court with this female and try to snow the judge, and the judge isn't stupid. That's why he or she's a judge. But the vast majority of the police officers in the city of Cincinnati, in my opinion, are honest people that try to do an honest job. And of course, you had a bad apple no matter where you go. Radio, TV, churches, any place you go, you had those bad apples.
You better believe. Look, one of the churches guy took $30,000 from the church.
And it happens every day.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Isaac. Isaac, are you the Isaac from the Love Boat, or are you another Isaac?
No, I'm another Isaac.
Okay.
Just as famous.
What's up, Isaac?
Well, I was calling about race.
Okay.
You know, I'm not originally from Cincinnati. I'm from Florida, and I've ran into more racial discrimination here in Cincinnati than I have anywhere in my life.
Oh boy.
How old are you?
I am 44.
Well, that's a short life.
Yeah, it may be, but living it's been a long life.
Okay, give me one example that you faced here of racism in Cincinnati.
Okay, not just pointing out to black people, but like Mexicans, people from like Honduras, even white people. Black people, they have the tendency to blame everybody for their troubles except for themselves.
Okay.
Point taken.
And I think if we all kind of backed up from our heritage just a little bit to accept everything else. Everything else will fall in line.
Okay, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And now, as far as the police and people with authority, the only reason they treat black people the way they do is because black people, they tend to explode for everything that they done, and then they get mad because they got caught with it.
Well, you're right. Black folks are an emotional people.
You know, but I think if we was to try to take time to at least learn about other cultures, because we're not the only ones that been enslaved. We're not the only ones that's, been discriminated against. But what about those that have? They're not out there doing what we do.
All right, Isaac, point well taken. Thanks for your call. We appreciate it. Let's go to Jay. Jay, how are you?
Jay, good morning. How are you? Good morning, sensitive Don.
Sensible Don.
I do have my phone down.
Oh, okay.
What I'm calling about is that I just found out something that's very disturbing, that the Commission Officer of Recreation are going to and had a vote on October the 16th to convert 10 pools from pools to spray pools, and with the closing of other pools. Now, us as being citizens, even though this budget cut is coming around, but there's been no notification, there's been nothing in the newspaper, there was no community council presidents that were even...
Did they discuss this at City Council?
No, this has not been discussed at City Council. What I'm saying, it was discussed at the CRC Board of Commission.
Okay.
Now, it's very disturbing. I mean, you put these people in office and everything. I mean, though the commission board is elected.
You need to call down and talk to one of the council members, whoever's over that committee that runs the Cincinnati Recreation Commission. Call that council person and just express your concerns about what they're getting ready to do, because these little water parks, they're becoming popular now, and it'll probably save a lot of money. Now, you won't have to have a lifeguard because kids just running under the sprinklers and all that stuff.
I understand that, but when you have kids that are learning how to swim and things like that, it's not fair. Kids want to swim and not just run under the sprinklers.
That's true.
Well, the commission can't do anything without the permission of City Council. These people could talk all they want. They can make all the decisions they want to make, but until City Council implement these things, it can't be implemented. So City Council is the people you need to be talking to.
That's why I told you to call a City Council person. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. Lincoln Ware, Sensible Don, Alfonso, Deborah, and others that are holding on, we'll get to you as soon as we come back from this break right here on It's 38. Lincoln Ware Live is a program. Back in a moment. We're back. And we're back for the final few minutes of Lincoln Ware Live here on a Sunday morning. Sensible Don's my guest, and we'll try to get to as many calls as we can during this short segment here. So let's start things off. Let's go to Walnut Hills and talk to James. James, how are you?
How you doing? Good morning.
Morning.
I think Sensible Don made a good point when he said it was a jewel, so we can do a lot with it. But I really think that the whites are trying to move the blacks out.
They are. That's a fact. But the fact is, you need to work to make things work for you. And if you make your neighborhood desirable, they can't move you out. You make your neighborhood undesirable, you got to go.
I agree.
Simple as that. And it's all up to the black people who live in that neighborhood. And if they continue to shoot each other down on the street, having dog fights in the middle of the street, they'll come down and park their cars in the middle of the street, get out and go shopping. It's ridiculous. They don't have any respect for the laws and rules. Yeah.
All right. Hey, James, thanks for your call.
All right.
All right. James agrees with you, Sensible Don. How about that? One of the one person out there that agrees with you. Alfonso, how are you?
I'm all right, Nick. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Only thing those riots prove, man, is that the police were racially profiling us. Now, I think they stopped, so they stopped doing the job. We didn't want them to stop racial profiling us. We want them to profile other races too.
Yeah.
So now they done stopped doing their job, and these kids riding around here, man, with machine guns and everything else that you want to mention.
There's a lot of serious weapons out there on the street, that's for sure.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Be careful what you wish for. As far as I'm concerned, we were not being racially profiled. A cop would stop us for whatever reason he stopped us. If you conduct yourself like a decent human being, you would have no problem. But then people decided, well, every time a cop stops him, even though they break the law, they profiling me. And the city decided, well, we'll pay them for that. And now you reaping what you want. Automatic weapons riding down the street and Volkswagens killing people.
Okay, but that's,
You chose that.
That's what's not the question. Why they not doing it now? Why not doing it?
You told them to stop. The black community told them to stop, along with Ken Lawson. If you don't stop, we continue to take you to court. We had a federal government in here investigating you. So the white folks said, hey, leave them alone. Let them kill each other
Now
off.
he has to fill out paperwork. Everybody stop.
Right.
Why did you? What color are they?
Right.
Okay, now they got a radar on top of their car that reads license plates.
Yeah.
Right.
Has anybody heard about that?
No, that's not new.
That's not racially profiled.
No, it's a license plate.
Anybody that you see, the thing they pointed at their license plate, it scans it. If you owe a parking ticket, they're gonna pull you over and tow your car in or make you pay the tickets or something like that.
If you don't own a parking ticket, they won't bother.
Right.
They don't stop me.
So you telling me we asked for this?
Yes, sir. You begged.
We told them to stop policing our neighborhood.
Excuse me. You did not ask for it. You begged for it, and you got what you wanted. Now you're crying.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. What we wanted was them to racial profile other races other than us.
They do
We
that.
ain't the only ones carry guns, sell dope, and everything else. We ain't the only ones rob people.
The most famous picture that ever came out this area was the Keogh brothers having a gunfight. The white boys shooting at the white boys.
And nobody got shot.
Nobody got shot.
Nobody got killed.
Yeah, because, you go out there with a T-shirt on with an X in the middle of it. The white boy had a protective vest on, a bulletproof vest. Who's the smartest? Thank you very much.
Thanks for your call. You just can't forget about the kill.
Yeah.
I still, for the life of me, can't figure out, with all those bullets fired, why nobody got shot.
The cop had on a protective vest, and the Keogh brother had on his protective vest. That's why nobody got shot. Now, the black man go out there and rip his T-shirt out of the here I am, and the cop shoot him in the chest. Hey!
Deborah, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm calling in regards to Cincinnati Public School.
Yes.
The reason for my call is I have a son that goes to a Cincinnati Public School, and he came home and told me that he had lunch and he wanted seconds for lunch, and they wouldn't give it to him. They were very nasty or whatever. And I was wondering, what should I do? Because if they're not giving it to the kids, they're throwing it away or whatever. Who should I call?
But they don't give food away, do they?
Are you paying for the lunch, or is it the subsidized
Yes, I'm paying.
lunch?
I pay $1.25 for the lunch.
Okay.
And I give my son $3.
And, was he going to pay for another lunch?
Yes, he was.
Okay, he was going to pay for another lunch. Okay. What school is that?
This is at Pleasant Hill.
Pleasant Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because of so much waste in the Cincinnati school system as far as food that they bring in here and just throw away, apples on that we could take and give the people, by law they have to throw it in the trash because somebody else touched it, which is stupid. But they have so much waste, they only cook so much. Maybe they didn't have anything to give to your son.
I understand that, but I also have been told that my son has been seeing lunchroom ladies putting the food in their trunk.
Oh, okay. Now, tell me this. Have you called up and talked to the principal or assistant principal about this?
No,
That's the first step you should take.
Okay.
Make a phone call and ask what the policy is on buying 2 lunches if your son wants to pay for 2 lunches.
Okay.
Maybe, he shouldn't be eating 2 lunches anyway. It's going to catch up with him eventually. He'll be overweight. Let him settle for the 1 lunch and do some exercise.
But he was giving it to a friend also.
The
little school pieces or whatever.
Yeah.
He wanted to split it with his friend.
Okay. I see what they're doing. It's probably
All right.
the most popular piece of the lunch. He wanted to go back and get more. There probably wasn't more. She wasn't putting pieces in her trunk.
All right, thanks for your call. But I wouldn't. Probably some of those workers do take some of that
Absolutely.
stuff home.
I worked in the cafeteria at Central High School when I was a commercial food student. And yes, they took food home, but as long as we had money, we could go back and get more.
Yeah.
But it's an entirely different story. Now, everybody then, you was paying, I was paying, everybody in there was paying. But vast majority don't pay. So they only cook so much, especially the stuff that they like, pizza.
All right. Let's go to Covington and talk to Blondie. Oh boy, that scares me. A Blondie from Covington. I'm scared. I'm shaking in my boots. Blondie.
How you doing, Lincoln Ware? How you doing, Sister Blondie?
Hey, how's it going, Blondie?
I'm fine. Lincoln Ware, why are you scared? You talk to me all the time, and you had a question. Like, I wonder if her hair was white. It
Well,
was about a year ago.
you know, Blondie, I mean, do you have blonde hair?
Yes, I do. My hair is stark white, and I'm a beautiful big black woman.
Oh boy! All right. Okay.
I got
I'm really
two.
scared now.
Don't be scared. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, you and I fit, girl. 'Cause I'm definitely a lover.
I'm a hospice nurse, first of all.
You got to make it quick because they telling me we got a break.
I sure will. I wanted to make a comment about, we were talking about Jews and racism and things like that.
Call me back another time. I am completely out of time. I'm really sorry about that. Sensible Don, thank you for joining
anytime,
me.
Lincoln.
Appreciate it.
Anytime for you.
We're going to take a break and we'll come back and wrap it up with the Talk of the Town right here on Lincoln Ware Live. Back in a moment. That's exactly what I want on my mobile phone. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get that. Oh, boy. Coming up at noon right here on It's 38, the Nuvo Vallarta Celebrity Sports Invitational. Yes, that's at noon today. If you want to see a rebroadcast of this program, if you were shocked at some of the things Sensible Don was saying, and you want to tell all your friends to watch, tonight at 8 o'clock on Channel 25 WOTH. And at 9 o'clock, Isabella Rossellini in King of the Corner. And that's tonight following Lincoln Ware Live on Channel 25. We'll see you next Sunday morning at 10 o'clock right here on It's 38. Spread the word, tell a friend. We'll see you then.